Hi, I'm Russell from Butterfly Conservation Wales, and I work with volunteers from our North Wales branch to manage the Eyarth Rocks Nature Reserve. Butterfly Conservation has owned Eyarth Rocks since 1999, and most of the work there is really aimed at conserving the Pearl-bordered Fritillary, though it is a very good site for quite a few other species. In good years at Eyarth Rocks, we can get up to 80 Pearl-bordered Fritillaries flying at any one time, and in poor years, such as when we took the site on, it can be down to as few as 2 or 3. So a lot of the management of the site is focused on trying to keep it open, lots of bare ground for all the violets to come in that the caterpillars feed on. The site's managed by a combination of volunteers, both from North Wales and from the Wirral, and also contractors who help do some of the heavier work, some of the larger tree removal and that type of thing. And over the years, there's been over 20 volunteers involved in managing the site, going out on snowy winter days to cut down some of the scrub off the limestone pavement, for instance. And so it's had a long history of volunteer involvement in management. As you can see from these photographs, this is some of the volunteer work parties that have done the work on the site. The management work mainly takes place in the winter because that's when the plants are dormant and when the Pearl-bordered Fritillaries aren't active so that they don't get disturbed. And it's largely a combination of cutting down some of the overgrown scrub and also raking of the bracken, cutting of the bracken litter to create the bare ground for the violets. The site's checked both by myself and also some of the active volunteers in the North Wales branch, but we also have regular dog walkers who help keep us informed about what's happening on the site. We're going to carry on managing the site into the future, including starting to do some work in the woodland below the cliffs to manage that as an active coppice, which Pearl-bordered Fritillaries like. And we also hope that in future we can help adjacent landowners manage their land for Pearl-bordered Fritillaries as well.
My name is Simon Spencer. I'm a trustee of Butterfly Conservation, and I was involved with the purchase of Eyarth Rocks back in 1999. I've worked as a consultant on all the Pearl-bordered Fritillary sites in Wales, and mainly on the sites near Welshpool for the Montgomeryshire Wildlife Trust. There were about 100 sites for Pearl-bordered Fritillary in Wales in 1980, and that has now declined to a current total of less than 10. Pearl-bordered Fritillary not only occurs on limestone sites in Wales, but on bracken-covered south-facing slopes that are usually commons where they haven't been improved by agriculture for sheep or cattle. The problem is that of the few sites in Wales where Pearl-bordered Fritillary occurs, like at Eyarth Rocks, any butterfly flying off to find more suitable habitat disappears into a green desert where it cannot find any violets to lay eggs on. We have one group of sites in Wales near Welshpool where Pearl-bordered Fritillaries can move between sites because they're only 2 or 3 kilometers apart. And that is very important for making sure that the populations are not genetically isolated and would eventually decline. On this group of sites, there was a big problem in 2001 with foot and mouth because most of the sites became ungrazed and the scrub and the brambles grew up and they became unsuitable for both Pearl-bordered Fritillaries and for sheep. We had to start a project to get active management on these sites by flail mowing and by cutting bracken and gorse, make them suitable for both the sheep to return and the butterflies to come back. Eyarth Rocks is a very important site in Wales because pearl-bordered fritillaries are particularly abundant, but it is an isolated site with no populations nearby or suitable habitat nearby. There are other sites like the ones near Welshpool where pearl-bordered fritillary is just as abundant, but the great thing there is that if we lost one site through a fire or something, it could be recolonized from other sites. Eyarth Rocks cannot be practically grazed, unlike some of the sites near Welshpool. So it requires a continuous effort of volunteer labour and contractors to continuously clear the site, rake the bracken, get rid of the brambles. I'd like to take this opportunity of thanking all the volunteers that have helped at Eyarth Rocks over the years, both monitoring the butterflies and managing the habitat, because without them, pearl-bordered fritillary would have disappeared.